Well, this story just got a whole lot scarier for MrBeast because he's now being sued for $100 million. Now
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's not a small amount of money. So what happened? Well, the other day I made a video about MrBeast suing his MrBeast Burger partner, Virtual Dining Concepts. The short story of that situation is MrBeast launched MrBeast Burger at the end of 2020. He did so with a company called Virtual Dining Concepts. Beast Burger is mainly a ghost kitchen company where MrBeast is the front figure of it, and VDC runs the actual company and the entire process of onboarding kitchens and restaurants. And everything seemed to be great until about a couple months ago, MrBeast tweeted that he was essentially unhappy with the partnership. Then about a month later, he filed a lawsuit against VDC. And the TLDR of that lawsuit is he's overall just unhappy with the quality coming out of the MrBeast Burger brand. In the suit, he claims that VDC put way too much time into scaling the company rather than quality control. This left many customers dissatisfied with their orders for good reasons, because I mean, some of those burgers looked absolutely unedible. Like, as you can see in this image, which was in this lawsuit, that burger's not cooked. And I mean, any reasonable person wouldn't want their brand associated with that. So he wants to get out of the deal with VDC, and he's seeking an undecided amount of money, but claims in excess of $10 million in damages. Then a few days later, after MrBeast filed his lawsuit, VDC, in my opinion, made some laughable statements. Well, the funniest one being, in reality, Mr. Donaldson's notoriety has grown exponentially over the life of the MrBeast Burger brand, in part because of the MrBeast Burger brand itself. Yeah. Let me know if any of you have found MrBeast from eating a burger and going, oh wow, this burger is great. Let me check out that YouTuber behind this. Well, hey, what's new to this story? Well, he was sued for over $100 million by VDC, and that's nothing else than stressful. But I'm sure they were expecting this because they went on the offense first. It says he's being sued for failing to honor his contractual obligations as well as intentional torturous interference, where they claim damages are alleged to exceed $100 million. VDC says, in quote, the case about a social media celebrity who believes his fame means that his word does not matter, that the facts don't matter, and that he can renege and breach his contractual obligations without consequences. The suit states he is mistaken. I couldn't find the lawsuit itself, but I found a Variety article where they paraphrased a lot of the important parts and had a couple quotes in there. But that reads, the new suit claims that Donaldson's breaches of the parties' agreements and interference with the business dealings have damaged the reputation of MrBeast Burger and VDC, turning away customers and ruining relationships with suppliers and vendors, impacting the bottom lines of hundreds of restaurants around the world. This wanton conduct has caused plaintiffs to suffer enormous financial harm. The suit says the complaint claims that Donaldson failed to comply with his contractual publicity and promotional obligations, failed to publicly support the brand, and undermined it by making untruthful or misleading statements. The suit alleges that the massive YouTube star has made disparaging comments about MrBeast Burgers and VDC. The lawsuit contains example of tweets from Donaldson, some that appear to have been deleted from the social media star's account, where Donaldson wrote to his millions of fans that he wished to close the burger business and said, the company I partnered with won't let me stop even though it's terrible for my brand. The YouTube star wrote, young Beast signed a bad deal. Another time he wrote, if I had the ability to close it, I would have done so a long time ago, sadly. Sometimes when you're young, you sign a deal. The lawsuit states, like any party to a contract, Donaldson must be held to his word and held accountable for his contractual breaches and other misconduct. Later, it states Donaldson's baseless and unlawful disparagement had the intended effect. MrBeast Burger's reputation was materially damaged, if not destroyed. Customers abandoned the brand. Plaintiffs' hard-won relationships with vendors, partners, and suppliers were shattered, causing damages to plaintiffs that, according to the evidence and Donaldson's own statements regarding to the value of MrBeast Burger, are in the 9-figure range. So this is definitely going to be very interesting to pay attention to. MrBeast is now in the big leagues, so he's also being hit with the big league lawsuits. 100 million plus. Oh, that's too much money. Lawsuits suck. Hopefully they settle it outside of court, because if this goes to a jury, that's going to be very unpredictable. But I also feel like the odds are higher for it to go to a jury because both sides seem pretty adamant. Having to pay out over $100 million would definitely affect MrBeast's business, so I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I'm definitely hoping things go his way, but he definitely has quite the mess to clean up. But on top of that, a lot of people have been sending me this AI MrBeast video because, you know, the narrative for the last couple of months is, oh, AI is going to take over the world and it's going to replace all your favorite YouTubers. And while sure, I feel like some things can be automated, like subtitles, for example, but I feel like we're very far away from just putting into a prompt and having the AI spit out a very engaging video, especially one that feels like it's being created by a real creator. And this MrBeast AI video kind of proves that. Even though it was kind of a cool bit, and the creators of it are the YouTube OG Jesse Wellens and his friend James from Not a Normal Podcast. And here they made AI MrBeast do an intro of what AI MrBeast believes is a MrBeast video.
We spent $2.5 trillion to create the AI version of MrBeast. literally analyzed hundreds of hours of MrBeast content to create Jimmy Twinsy. Not only do I look and sound like Jimmy, I actually think like him too. And I am currently on an uninhabited, abandoned planet, and I plan to stay here for the next 100 years, starting now. Oh, don't forget to eat my chocolates. Peaceable.
I mean, it's cool, but obviously it's not MrBeast nor his voice. So I don't really feel like we need to be worried about AI quite yet when it comes to taking over the YouTubers' jobs. Kwebbelkop actually recently rebranded his entire channel to become a AI channel. And I guess in Kwebbelkop's situation, I can see it, although I feel like it's kind of cringe. And the reason I feel like that is because it's clear to me, at least, that Kwebbelkop has lost all of his motivation and passion for making content. He's essentially retired. He's been retired for a while. So I feel like if he wasn't training some AI to make Kwebbelkop AI videos, I don't think there would be content on his channel anyway. So he's essentially giving his audience the option between no Kwebbelkop or a watered down, not so great Kwebbelkop. At least the current version of his AI Kwebbelkop. Because the AI videos he's been posting on his channel have been very dull, and for obvious reasons, they've been lacking his personality. And that's mainly because he removed the human aspect of it, so now it's hard to relate.
Hey guys, Kwebbelkop AI here. Recently, I have been getting a lot of hate. YouTubers such as Slogo or even Penguins reacted to my video, and we'll be reacting to those in just a minute. But first, I want to answer some of you guys' questions. Why are you doing this? Guys, the answer for that is pretty simple. Or should I say my real version, has been making content every single day for the past 10 years. And that can get pretty tiring. And you also cannot forget that my real version is getting older, and he won't be able to do this forever. But I can.
But going back to the AI MrBeast, they do explain how they did it.
Basically, what we did was we used AI to clone MrBeast's voice, and then I took some pictures from like a podcast, and just took like 3 crappy pictures, and then brought it into Blender, and then made like a 3D model of him, and then used mesh to MetaHuman and some other stuff, and created them. So
like technically, it wasn't really made by AI. You made MrBeast.
Yeah, it wasn't like fully AI,
right?
But like we used AI to help us, and I think that's kind of like brings up something where it's like, as a creator, we can still create stuff and use AI to help us like just tell a story or do something interesting, right?
It's likely that we're going to see more AI stuff in the future, but as he said, at least at this point, it's not like you can just write a prompt and it'll spit out that video that we just saw. No, he actually has to put in a lot of legwork. So on the downside for MrBeast, he has to worry about a $100 million lawsuit. On the bright side, he doesn't have to worry about a YouTube AI taking his job anytime soon. But in all seriousness, I hope he figures it out sooner or later, because dealing with that does not sound fun whatsoever. But hey, YouTube thinks that you'll like this video, so I'd recommend you guys checking it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.